Happy holidays, everybody. I have done it. I've painted a little Christmas interior scene here, as I've promised to some students who are in my last online course, painting from photos with Pen Studio School. Anyway, this is Christmas Eve, and this is my gift to y'all. I hope you enjoy it. Have the best of holidays this season. Happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, and a happy New Year. And I hope y'all enjoy this and keep painting, and I'll see you next year.
Okay,
Cheers.
as you can see, I have already begun with the little bit of the line drawing place. I did oil this paper canvas pad piece first, um, and I've added um, oils into a little bit of linseed oil into my palette puddles there because I feel like they, especially because I've sat for a little bit, they're a little dry. And I have found it's easier to add oil in at the beginning, and I have like a much looser and um, pliable uh, paint to work with. So this is where we're starting, and as I sketched this out, which I didn't want to waste time showing that, but it's in a time lapse that's going on right now too. But each thing kind of, I began kind of up here and each thing kind of leads to another and connects, and I find those connections, and that kind of helps me get the scale right. And then in photos, of course, you get a bit of distortion, so I just wanted to also, I'll work with and make sure this angles and these are okay here. Anyway, so this is where I'm starting, and I guess I'll just start with the biggest things first, of course, my large shapes. Um, just some colors for Christmas tree. Of course, ours is not a real tree. So I just want to loosely get a background for this tree in here. Um, and that could be a mix and a variety of different darker values in here to um, just set the tree down in the background there. And it's pretty thin. I actually don't think I'm adding. I might have a little bit of odorless Miller spirits in my brush. Uh, and this is my house, my corner, and I honestly, y'all, I didn't get my tree up until last Thursday. So this is Christmas Eve, and I we didn't get the tree put up until like, 6 days before Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, um, we've been busy. It's been a little crazy. I'm gonna carry that, some of the greens I have there just to make a note over here now. So yeah, I'd had this request during my painting from photos class with Pen Studio School to do like a Christmassy scene with a tree, and I forget all the, presents and maybe the dog. And, my dog, it's not showing up great in this photo. I will, of course, share the reference. Um, he is in there, but not going to make the scene, I don't think. Anyway, right now I'm just going to kind of continue around and paint these, the like things, we'll say right now. And every time I paint, it's kind of a different story or a different start, a different method, right? Not everything has to um, is always done the same way. So, in this case, because I'm kind of doing a real specific scene, I wanted to raise this up here, in fact, to my vase with the pine needles and baby's breath in it. And I guess there's a little candle there too we could hint at. We'll see. And then, yeah, I have a red coffee table, believe it or not. Um, Reddish. maroon, the old antique thing I had picked up and painted. Yeah, I might watch this angle there too as I'm filling in these big spaces, and I guess was starting to say I don't always start things the same way every time. Um, but I do always paint the largest objects first. Um, the big shapes. So I'm just going to hint at some boxes and bags over here. And I think the exercise the idea is mostly about probably, I'm not sure what exactly the students wanted to see. Um, Probably about getting the lights and the glow of things. And let's see, where shall I go next? And just of course the beauty of the season. So I'm going to lighten my darks in here a bit, and this is I don't know, this is actually I made it more orangey, I think. My copper uh, bucket here. Just make a note of that. So all these things I'm making notes, basically putting in the color notes. Um, I've got a big loose floppy brush right now that helps me not, of course, can't get into tight edges and drawing. Um, I guess I could have a fire in there. I could pretend that. It is 60. Oh, it's already 68 out here, so our Texas Christmases generally are not that cool and refreshing. So I'm going to move into some of my gray here. Oh, that's much too, I think, dark and too blue. And so everything is just a kind of a give and take, just find some of the right tones and colors to put in um, with some variety to start. And, picking up a few different colors each time I mix more. It's still a little greenish. A little blue on there, I guess. Okay. That fireplace matches the color of our house, actually. That's our brick from the exterior. And I'm not going to put everything in here like, there's guitars in the corner and gotta leave room for the stockings. I almost forgot on that side. And the white mantle. And everything is going to have a bit of a glow, I hope. That's my plan. Um, I actually took these photos this morning. And yes, my walls are pink, a very pale light pink. We have so much green all around our house, and a lot of tree cover and stuff, that when the color, well, when all the kind of grays were in and stuff, my mom actually had a lovely color of gray in her home, and I tried it here and it just looked terrible and stuff. So I ended up going with a much more warmth to combat all that green. So yeah, the palest of pink walls. Kind of get a little purpley over here in the shadowy areas away from. So we'll just, again, variety, variety, variety. Just create some depth. It's fun too. Whoopsie, that got dark. There are shadows being cast, kind of. I don't know. And then I'll put the This actually is an old painting or something my kiddo did in elementary, probably. Um, I have a bit, I might have a bit much space between those. I bring the fireplace over, but I'm all right with it the way it is. Anyway, this was a neat little, almost has a Japanese effect or feel. So I framed it and have kept it children's artwork. All right. So over here it gets a little, there's actually the window behind the tree here in this corner. So it's getting a little bit more natural light coming behind it. So we can go a little, maybe a little bluer over here in spots. So that maybe that corner could be fun to mark. All right, so just covering things now as we go. Yeah, maybe I'll make that a extra present box out, not a guitar amplifier. All right, now I'm just gonna fill in some of the carpet areas. And again, I kind of actually got that a little gray. I want the warmth. This big old Egbert brush is a lot of fun, actually. It's not something I have used a lot. But I'm just starting to make more use of it. And figure it out. Plus, it's fun to, not have so much control all the time over every stroke and, hold it out at the end down here. Okay. So let's see, I have kind of a silver tray down here. I missed getting noted. See what a difference that makes when that puddle or that paint I put out, which I had left the King's Blue off my palette accidentally. That's so much stiffer, and I didn't add oil to that, so I like the angle of this tray here, so kind of get that cut off there, and whoops, have that effect. Just to, lead in things to take you off the sides. Okay, so basically I'm filling all this in, like I said, and leaving um, the whites, because I usually always work my, darker darks to lighter lights. There is natural light. Let's see, coming in. There's some natural light kind of coming in, bringing some light over here. Um, try to capture that. Let's see. All right. So this could be a little bit bluer. Ooh, yeah, it's harder when the paint is stiffer. Okay, gotta go up to the much lighter up here, I think. Definitely has a bit more oranginess up there too. I want to hit that a little bit lighter. Oh, and then there's this orange all around here too. I want to go ahead and hit. Make sure I have that noted. Actually, I'm going to raise up that mirror is what's going to raise up. Okay, two. I'm not painting up to every edge. I'm, We're not worrying overly much too about each edge. I want to incorporate or blend edges together. Okay. I don't want this to stand out hugely, but it kind of is a nice gap filler here, we'll say. Let's see. So, yeah, I think Christmas time just sort of snuck up on me. I guess Thanksgiving came later, and I was teaching so much, and had company, of course. And okay, I've already spent way too much time trying to get that silly bit in there. Anyway, it just kind of got away from me. Okay, so now I just need some things to denote presents under here. And so what I'm doing is finding a number of, oh, come on, if I can pick them up, all these kind of just different color varieties, and try not to, there we go, overmix stuff a lot. And just, this will help me fill in some just stuff until I sort it and figure out what this stuff is. That's the plan anyway. Kind of blue, whoops. All right. Bring that green back in front of this. But that wasn't very green, was it? All right. Let's connect together. Actually, I think this needs to be bigger. I want to make sure I get that scale right, so that it reads like it's in front. And I always like kind of something big in the front that makes us, kind of draws us in, or makes us feel like we're part of this scene here. Make a little note of that. Some light there. Bit of a glow. Boy, that paint is so dry. I've almost used all of the blues that I set out there. That, all right. Okay, so kind of a, yeah, plain space here. Maybe my fireplace does need to be a bit bigger. So, whoopsie. That's what you get when you don't clean your brush well. I also get in this habit of, wiping my brush in this, usually have a rag here, and if it's this thin paper towel, I, often it gets very wet, and then I don't end up getting stuff out of the brush. I kind of did like that has a little hint of greenish to it too. All right. So you see nothing is permanent to start. And so yeah, I guess I'm bringing this. Well, now everything is getting bigger. All right. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it's about right. I'll just have the bit of the mantle come over a little farther. Okay. Probably needed more space between that and the mantle, but all right. And this, I want to go ahead and lose and make sure that's dark, the back corner, or at least a cast shadow. That's an antique, I'm not sure, just a copper kettle, big copper kettle. I don't know if people would have bathed in it or, all right. So far I feel like I like the scale now. Oh yes, somewhere down here. This is my tree skirt. It's also got some darks on it here. Okay. All right, so the base is all here now, basically. And then it comes down to all the little details, right? Which take an inordinate amount of time. It doesn't seem like they should, but that is what happens. Okay, it's kind of funny, I don't generally paint my house and things, or even my garden. I mean, I love to garden. I love my plants, and I have a lot of potted plants inside too. Well, they mostly live outside until the winter gets. Let's see, I want to adjust this light because I do feel like you're getting a lot of glare. Okay. Still leaving the lightest lights. I guess I need to get my mirror up here in. And it's kind of got a scallop edge. If I'd gotten myself up earlier enough before everybody else got up, I thought about setting up and trying to paint, from life down there. That could have been kind of fun. Okay, so, still in these early stages of just kind of finding and placing everything. Looks like almost like a little wreath, but I'll make it have 3 dimensions. And okay. So there's just kind of a jumble under here of presents and things, and some bright blue wrapping. Maybe I'll make that a blue green. I'm just going to put some color notes in there as well, again, just to okay. Yeah, I guess I'll denote this corner back here, maybe. There's kind of a pinker glow. Oh, that is very pink, isn't it? Okay. Angel gets cut off from this scene a bit, but she's all right with that. Okay, whoops. Still want to go to that light pink in this corner. There we go. In fact, if I get more of that wall back there, it's kind of neat actually, because the tree feels like it does have a bit of an out, or not but a glow already with some of that. Okay. Okay, roughly everything is placed, right? Bring some of the cool light over there. All right. Mm. All right. And up here in the carpet, light through there. All right. Missing is the big bean bag also stuck in the corner there, or the just at the edge. All right, I think I do need to switch into a more stable brush, easier to push around. Which one? Ah, once again, I've been traveling and forth, and I've been working on a commission too, so I don't often do commissions, just once in a while for people. All right, I'm gonna scrape some of this back. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Too many tools. Just giving stuff kind of some room to start mixing some, definite colors that I want in here. Okay. Probably mixing out of range of the camera maybe here. All right. I'm just gonna start in a spot and begin to fill in a bit more heavily. Pull up some of this there. It's got kind of a purple. There we go. Yep. But subtle, subtle, subtle changes. Okay, there we go. Still holding the brush. Well, choked up on it a little there. Okay, just a little variety. There's kind of a neat, I don't know, are those shadows of branches? So this is just, these are, I think, the things that they're, not important details, say, but they are important to the painting. These little changes of things, little hints of some shadows being cast, and just looking and making note of color changes. And if they get too bold, you can always, come in and soften them. But I like to have this kind of variety of things. Even in the backgrounds, it's like, this is still important enough, and it makes, I think, the paintings more interesting if all of these little things are given a little special treatment. So that's why I spend time just, modeling the wall, for example, and that's a good exercise, actually. I've tried to have some students do too, is find a simple scene like, I've had them do like an Adobe wall, house or something from Taos, and you just get this, really simple flat surface, but how varied can you make that surface? and how interesting, and that kind of gets you into the idea of then ideas to, how do you add that variety? How do you make these passages interesting? So I'm just kind of playing with the wall and other cast shadows I was seeing. Okay, I think I'm going to use that purpley blue also kind of inside the mirror. All right, gets me something going. Okay. And later when I come in, okay, later I'm saying, and then I can't resist, of course, trying to get some of these brighter glows on the wall even. There's even some reflecting on the little scene here. Okay. Kind of create a little bit more of a glow effect on that. Again, as always, I'm moving all around the painting. Um, not getting caught too long in one spot or one area so that it's not, I don't develop it too much in one spot and then come to realize, oh, well, I should have had something different or um, okay. This has a bit of some, whoops, bit of orangey glow too. Okay. Kind of letting this sit for a while longer too, because hopefully it's thinned enough that it can dry and set up a bit as I then can go work into it. Of course, like I said, I did put oil on the panel itself. Put some tissue paper sticking out of a bag here. Okay. Oh, I think my carpet could come over a bit there. I don't know, maybe my dog Scooby will make it in eventually somewhere. Or the kitty, Lanny, who is actually named after an elf. We named him Lanny because we adopted him. He was probably, I don't know, I think he was maybe 3 months old. Not sure for sure. Anymore. I can't remember things. Anyway, he was such a goofball. He reminded us very much of this elf in, it's called Prep and Landing. It's a really cute Christmas short. I don't know, half hour. They don't play it very often. That's too green, I can see there. Blue green. Using that phthalo green, always very blue. But especially in Texas here, I always use it with my orange because that dulls it down to that more cedary color, warm green. So I was just correcting that. Anyway, so Lanny is named after an elf, and he is a goofball. Eh, maybe I'll have some of that look like it's coming down, even though it doesn't really. And Lanny got up on the mantle probably one night. He behaves himself during the day when we're up, usually. I mean, he knows he's not supposed to be on the counters and the table and so on. But he sometimes will do it. But boy, if I'm gone and or get up in the morning and stuff. Anyway, he had knocked off some of the decorations and the stocking holder and broke that. And okay, so he gets into trouble. I could fake a fire in the fireplace too, but like I said, today we're not having one. It is a bit warm, although it's overcast, which actually put me much more in the mood for this as well. Okay, I don't know when I started this. I don't want to, spend too long. I guess I need to get into the nitty gritty now more. Okay, this is the top of my candle. A little red under the candle, a little blue for the glass, just I'm not drawing any of this, I'm just kind of placing the shapes as I see them. And, then the more shapes and variety you place, the more, I guess you could say, it comes into focus. Yeah, I guess this is facing straight on. It's kind of a squared off base, but so really it's just a matter of building up layer after layer, and you could, come back to it after it's dried a while and work more. You can work wet into wet like I mostly do. Just a matter then of getting enough paint on your brush. Um, let's see, there's a gold border on my, we'll capture some of that later. All right. I think there's a blue package kind of comes over there a bit too. It's like a cast shadow somewhere. And I have a lot of paint on here. All right, I guess the only thing I want to do for sure is kind of get a oof. Get a little bit of a frame on this. There we go. I can just use the brush to kind of edit that got too large, say. Okay. It's definitely a brighter section here. Okay. Now my base is all there, except for my white baby's breath, so I'll just make notes of that. Finally, huh? Okay. And will I be able to paint all the baby's breath idea? No, but oh, look at that. My brush is helping me there. That works. Okay. Oh, and then there's my fake candlesticks up here. And they're kind of obliterated by the glow, say, but well, so I've got, I think, two on this end. Fake, of course, because Lanny. Okay. Oof, that's definitely too large. One of the stockings, well, my mother made ages and ages ago for me. I was very into horses, so it has a rocking horse on it. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Fix that shape with the background color. And I'm not worrying about making the exact shape. I just want it to be recognizable as a stocking for the most part. Soft, blurry edges is a good thing. Okay. Especially as it just is getting the first kind of pass or treatment. And there's another one over here. I guess I forget what it looks like. It's lighter. Notice the hot stockings never hang straight. That always drives me kind of crazy. This one has kind of patchwork quilt-like look to it. Okay. Alrighty, now I'm going to bring some of these areas together, I think, um, on the back wall. Let's see. I'm going to just take a large house brush here and soften some of these. And that's a good tool also when I have to start getting the lights on to create the glow effect, say. All right, so I feel like that's all right. Okay. Now for the tree and the glows. All right, so first I'm going to start with putting a bit of glow background, we'll say, in. Um, I want to create that effect behind the lights, kind of first. I think the light that I'm seeing actually a lot down there is probably through the Christmas tree to the back window. So I'm not gonna I don't want to paint that blue light in there, I think. Just find some spots to create these glow effects. Okay. So again, I can take a brush here and just soften these a bit. Okay, now we'll go in with some of the greens, multicolored lights. I'm not one for, well, especially my husband, but we tend to like the lights, the colorful lights, the variety. Let's see. Okay. Now, so just kind of going around them a little bit in circle to try to carry that glowing effect. And then I'll come in and start to place pure colors. In fact, oop, I might, let's see. Mm, maybe just a little bit of a round. All right, so kind of a whole cluster right in here. And these are still trying to create more of the glow effect. So these are layers, you know, kind of the second layer of a glow. Come on. Okay. A little lighter. There, I think some of those are showing up better. Okay, now I'm going to come in with straight. I'm just sticking with the green for right now. I'm going to come in with the kind of the phthalo with just some of my water green. See if I can get it intense enough. That's the problem. So the water green is probably kind of has a phthalo as well in it, plus a white in it, therefore is um, you know, I'm not dulling it with, say, okay, I gotta get it stick though. I'm not dulling it with you know, the sort of cool white that comes out of the other tube, the regular white tube. Um, okay, let's go back into sort of more of a yellowy. And now I am going to use this white because I need it to stand out a bit more. Okay, hope this is reading. Now we'll go into some of the warm kinks and stuff. Okay, bring in a bit more orange. Actually, that's a great orange right out of the tube there. Now, a little change up. Okay. Okay. Now some bright yellows in there. There, there are some children outside playing. I can hear one of them yelling, "Wake up, neighborhood of Austin." All right. Now there, I want some more, oops, that got heavy. Need some smaller dots throughout, because they're kind of, there's stuff, through and wrapped around on the other side of the tree. So we're seeing less of a glow from those perhaps, but we do see them coming through. All right. Um, and I could play with this more and more and more and more. So we also don't want to overdo things, right? All right, so that looks sort of balanced right now. Um, Actually, I want to get this. I just noticed a little nice bright glow right down in here. Okay. Now I think I want to sculpt the tree a bit better. So back to my greens. Dull it with reds. Okay. But I'm going to introduce some more styles of green too. Just try to capture some of the uneven edges. Okay, bring in a little bit more light. I collect or have, ornaments that my mother has given me for my entire life. Um, Actually, a lot of them are snow babies now. So actually, there's, a lot of or most of the ornaments on the tree um, are white, and then I have like a white, um, very thin sort of a tassel like beaded. I don't know. How would you say that? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring uh, my greens down into my fronds here. Here you can see I'm using this brush, to make these strokes and try to capture that softness of the pines. Okay. Okay. Still skipping around a bunch. I want to kind of get your cap. I need to get some of the glow on the wall, I think, first too. There, yeah. Let me work on the background glow of sorts. And oops. My palette is really a mess. This is, this is a, like I said, when I started, a different animal um, for me, not the usual subject matter. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay. Now, do I put I'll make a gesture of a bird up here, I guess, is what this is. I guess I'll put the photo reference on Instagram with, whoops, with the time lapse and the finish. Maybe y'all can screenshot it from that or something. I don't know. Okay. Now there's definitely some nice pink reflecting on the picture here. And the green. Sort of green up in there. I'm not sure. Oh, that's probably the reflection off onto the shining uh, stocking holders. Okay, that's all right though. I like to bring color throughout, and then yeah, I need to get this bluey green on here. It's a bit more blue technically because I think the TV was on already. Painting copper and other reflective surfaces is fun. It's a challenge as well. Okay. Okay, now I need to fill in the that just kind of bleeds into the background here. Okay. This, of course, isn't going to get the full treatment. I don't know. Make sure I clean that off first. There we go. Okay. So everything is just always kind of a nudge here and a push there and a carve in with the background again and repeat, repeat. That kind of looks funny. Does not look like my copper. Need to get this sort of shape in there maybe, and it's a little battered. We use it to carry wood in when we do have cold and can have a fire. And boy, I can tell y'all, I'm so grateful that we do have this fireplace, wood burning still. And after our multiple freezes and power outages here in Austin over the years, having it is a blessing. Has kept us warm for sure. All right, this is just not looking like copper. Looks like some weird wrapping job. I think I can't quite get that blue reflection is what's throwing me, which I shouldn't be worrying about overly much. What do I have here? Kind of leans into the purple, so let's try a little cerulean in a purpley color. Yeah, that's a little dull. Nope, it's too thick now. I try a little linseed oil, just drop a smidge there to work into the paint. There we go. But it is still, no, it's just not, I'm not going to get that color. Okay, I can't fuss with that too long here. Go back to the big shapes if something isn't working. And just try to make it sort of have a look of it here. Okay, I can see now we're at an hour on the recording, and I just about had a panic attack because I thought, oh my God, is this not recording? My screen went dark for a second there. So, okay. Okay. just, simplifying it, I think helps. There we go. Yeah, that will do for now. All right. Maybe kind of finish the bottom edge. Bit there. Whoops. Just want to add a little variety here again. Oop, looks a little dull. All right, it is a little dull. It's kind of very close in color, but I think that's kind of what we want anyway, because if we want it to have this effect like you know, not a night-ish kind of glow, everything would be more uniform, I think, in color uh, and would have a glow about it that is uniform. And here we go. Again, this I could, get into the idea of this having a reflective quality and like a mirror. Why do I have so many shiny things? The mirror itself is kind of has this glowing effect. And again, I'm trying to make that background glow. There we go. Okay, so if I get some of that in place, then I can create kind of the center part of the glow a bit better. And this has highlights here, getting into tiny stuff here. Just kind of work my way around there and try to create the shape of this mirror. All right, good enough. That's actually a difficult thing, and the angle is probably a bit wrong, given that it should be facing away from us a bit. Or, well, it should be, what am I trying? Anyway, there should be a perspective angle on it. Okay. All right. I'll bring in this, I think light pink over here was kind of, okay, now I need the glow around the candles that I kind of lost. I'm just going to come in with a big circular sploosh. Let's see. Soften it a bit into the wall. Putting a lot of paint on it. Okay. Running out of clean palette space here for sure. Oh yeah, there's technically 3 there. Here I am switching gears again already. That enhance that going over here a bit. Okay. See if I can get my center of the candle in there now. Everything has gotten quite thick. Just trying to get it finished up now at this point to at least have some semblance of a painting for y'all to see how to, maybe work on those effects. Um, Needs to be darker, the green. There we go. So just piece by piece, start layering up. Oh, now I myself can't even see well in this image here to tell what what the each individual present looks like or anything. I'm just gonna make stuff that looks like present boxes and bags. Maybe a little stack here. Here we go. This looks way too like even and naturally perfect. So gonna mess that up a bit. There we go. Put a few folds in. Okay, coming into the home stretch. Just gonna bring some branches down. Bounce some more color, a little bit of, a few dark punches here and there. Give it some character. Bubbles and bags and boxes and tags. And maybe there's some glittery stuff too. Will add to the ambiance. Okay, maybe through here there's that light, from the window. Maybe I'll carry it under here. Okay. All right. Now I feel like I've got a scene. I've got the tree. Need some, break this up a bit in here. These could use more interest. All right. This is a long watch, and I'm not even sure I can load it to YouTube. I probably can, I hope. I'm fairly pleased. I could probably use more refining. Oh, there was this, more of a highlight down here. Maybe a, magazine or a book on the coffee table, or but it has tolerable depth, I think. I don't know. I haven't even stepped back to have a look yet. Um, wonder if I do. I think I need to delineate this corner just a bit more, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Try to make this look a bit more like the baby's breath. Okay, let's see if I can get a little bit of that in there. Oh, whoopsie. A little bit of a dirty brush. Whoops. All right, I'm cleaning the brush. I'm out of room. There we go. Almost out of white. Actually, that should be oranger there as well. More orange, more yellow, more warmth. There we go. All right, y'all. So it's Christmas Eve. Of course, the eve before Hanukkah festivities begin as well. Uh, it's a gorgeous day here, and I have a lot of baking I need to do. And this I could play with, really quite a bit longer. But I think, oh, all right, one more thing, maybe. I don't know if I can hint at this. There's just the slightest little hints of swags. Maybe I can go ahead and try to get, like I said, I don't put, well, it's varied. Sometimes I've put very large, big ribbons draping down. Sometimes just this little tassel-y, like beaded. All right. So all these are just, adding little more layers, more effects. I feel like there just could be more, more, more down here. You always do more, right? Okay. Um, I didn't have some paper showing there, but hey. Oh yeah, and there's all these little, like this is a metal tray, of course, too. So I'll just capture a few little hints maybe of that. Okay. Just wanted to soften that a smidge. This is where I start to have a lot of fun with it is, you know, bouncing all of these colors all around. Um, just because. It's supposed to have sparkle. Maybe we need some more. go over here. Whoops. Did have that green there. Actually, that was where I was doing a little bit more pinky light. Yeah, let's have that kind of glow happening around the tree here. Okay, y'all. Maybe I can put on some background music with this at least. For the times I'm quiet. That's the thing. I don't want to spend a lot of time editing this. No offense. I wanted to get it up today. There's forget what this is. There's a little tag on it though. Again, little there we go. Just a hint of something. All right. So at any rate, maybe this you can paint your tree or your scene in your home today, tomorrow, next week before you take down before Boxing Day. Have fun with it. It all looks a little bland and empty, but I'm overall kind of pleased at least. And hope you enjoyed it and hope you have a wonderful holiday and um, a great new year. Okay.